Season 2 of the Pat and JT podcast.
Oh man, I'm here at last. The first time, always gonna be the best. Come on!
Exclusively on the Hurrdat Media Network.
Hey guys.
Hey!
How's it going?
How are you doing?
Good. How are you guys?
Fantastic.
Good.
Fantastic.
It's good to hear from y'all. I'm sorry we can't be in person.
We actually aren't even in person. We are we're in separate places. Can I just say that is a jug of water?
Seriously.
It is, y'all. You got to do what you got to do for a swimsuit.
Oh my. Just so you know, full disclosure, we're already recording. So
Yeah, the party's
great.
already started.
Wait, really? Love it.
that is seriously the biggest water bottle I've ever seen. And I'm actually, and see, I'm going to, if you don't mind, I'm going to take a picture of this. That is absolutely crazy.
I love it. I'm telling you, water, it's actually, my trainer told me to drink a gallon a day because then when you have to start cutting water, you can still like drink, but your body will think that it's cutting water, but then you'll be down to like a half gallon a day because so many girls end up getting super dehydrated and it's like really, really unhealthy because they're sipping water at such a small rate. So I'm like, I don't want to do that.
Do you just pee
That's
constantly?
smart.
Yeah.
You have to just pee all the time.
The things you learn.
Right? I mean, I don't even drink near a gallon and I'm constantly going back and forth from office bathroom.
I was going to say.
I know. Yeah. I know. That's how I am too. Literally all the time. I'm like, well, yep, but you got to do what you got to do. So here we are.
That's fantastic. So you're drinking a little over a gallon a day?
Yep. I'm trying to. Where I do a 45-minute walk every day. And then I do like a 45-minute HIIT workout. We're doing carb cycling right now and then a gallon of water. So, but we're like 30 days out from the finals on TV. So about 20 whatever days out from me leaving. So it's getting real, and whenever something's hard, I just tell myself it's temporary and it gets better. So yeah.
Oh, heck yeah. Absolutely. The Miss USA pageant itself, how have they changed it up because of the whole quarantining stuff? How are they? Yeah, because I saw voting online.
Mm-hmm. Yes. So they have a brand new Miss USA app this year, which is awesome. And it's a really well-developed app. So everybody can go on there. It's super easy. It's a free app. You just download it. Or you can go to missusa.com and then you find me and then go to delegates and you can learn actually a 3-minute video about all the candidates, which is super cool, and learn about what they care about, who they are, maybe how they got into pageantry, their family, their interests, their jobs. Miss USA has really rebranded the past 5 years under IMG and has done a great job of focusing much more on our career aspirations and just different attributes of our personality rather than just looks. So anyways, you can go on there and everybody gets one free vote. Otherwise, you can buy votes for your favorite contestant and get them into the top 16. And the cool thing that they're doing this year is I just finished my video yesterday, but I think as of tomorrow, they'll be up all of our charities / philanthropic causes that we really care about, which mine's called Rise. I don't know if you guys have heard of it, but it's here in Omaha. So whoever wins the top 15, a large portion of the proceeds go to that charity, which is super cool. So I get really excited about that. And obviously, hopefully I make top 15 without that, but that would be really cool for Rise to get a bunch of money because they're doing some incredible things.
Tell us a little bit about Rise.
Yeah, so it's cool. So today is actually my Miss USA takeover day. So I am logged into the Miss USA Instagram. I've been doing that all morning. And it's just surreal, totally surreal. And so I got to post about them. I put a little plug for them in there and they immediately responded and were like, I can't believe you did this for us. This is amazing.
That's awesome.
So that was really cool. Just a little hometown thing, but Rise is a nonprofit organization that is working to break the cycles of generational incarceration. So it's something that I kind of fell into through a friend of mine at Gallup and obviously another Omaha company. And I was working just to build my own strengths to kind of scale my own company. And we met my colleague there. We met I want to say right when I won Miss Nebraska, even before possibly. And they asked me, they're like, hey, there's this opportunity. You could work with women, kind of give them a second chance at life. And I was like, cool, that sounds like, up my alley. But long story short, basically what they do is they have 6-month development programs where they work with incarcerated individuals who they call builders in the program. And they work through 3 things: character development, job readiness, and also entrepreneurial skills, which is super cool. So on a normal scenario, we as volunteers would go in and you have to get background checked, go through a short training process, and we get to view their personal statements, edit their resumes, and also edit their business plans. And then you get to go to a business pitch competition where literally they have all crafted over the past 6 months business plans that require $20,000 or less of startup capital. And we get to assess them and basically say, hey, I think this would work in the outside world, or I don't, and here's some revisions. So they changed that for COVID, and I actually got to do that like a month ago for a guy who's in the program right now, and kind of help him through that and do that virtually, which is so awesome. I just have such a tremendous heart for this. And Nebraska is the second most overcrowded prison system in the country. And so RISE works with 7 prisons in Nebraska, including Tecumseh and the York Women's Prison. And just the transformations that they are having with this character development is absolutely incredible. They have almost 500 graduates, and they have an 89% placement rate in terms of job readiness.
Wow.
These incarcerated individuals getting jobs, which if you know anything about the cycles of incarceration, most people commit a crime within the first 60 days because they can't find a job, and at least prison provides 3 meals and a bed over their head, a roof over their head. And so it's just absolutely incredible. And I love finding things that are really solving problems. And I think that's just the entrepreneur in me. But to know that this is in our backyard in Omaha is just like so special to me. So I'm very proud to advocate for that.
Wow, that is crazy. Honestly, when you described what the program was, it was like you were reading your resume. Those are exactly the things that you work with girls on, going through your powerhouse pageantry. It's like the exact same business model.
Yeah, it's crazy, and I just think it's so important for us to continue to stretch our tent pegs, if you will, and realize that we could be going through life. I mean, we've all lived here for a long time. Other than the 5 years in Nashville, I lived here my whole life. And so you think about how you could just mosey on along life and never reach certain demographics of people and never have a heart for that and never, quote unquote, like care because you're just unaware. And so again, for us to be kind of trailblazers in Omaha, another thing that they're doing is they are experimenting with having their Gallup 5 strengths on their uniforms, and also having like the warden and the people who are the prison guards also do that, because they had an instance a couple years ago where somebody who was incarcerated killed their roommate, and his reasoning was he annoyed me. Literally, because they were so different. And so this sparked this conversation where they're like, wow, if they would have just been able to have the communication skills to be able to say, hey, you have this in your top 10 Gallup strengths, and I have this in my top 10 Gallup strengths, and that's why we clash. And you can learn how to appreciate that rather than just, want to literally kill someone for it. They've started to have success in that too. And their goal is to partner with Gallup and be able to really spread that across the nation. So as Miss USA, it would just be such a tremendous blessing to get to raise more awareness about this, because so many people ask the question, how do we, reform the prison system? And I really think it starts with a values-based approach like this.
Absolutely. That's fantastic, girl. Yes.
Incredible. It really is incredible. And the way you eloquently described what they do for people like us, had never heard of it. I feel like I'm extremely well informed now. And what a great organization.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, Absolutely. Again, they're doing all the work. I'm just helping. So they're awesome.
That's a neat combination you guys have. You complement each other, that's for sure. Yeah. So where are you now in the competition? You said you're just 27 days out from the live event that goes on television. Yes. What do the next 2-3 weeks look like?
Yes. So I am quarantining starting next week because we have to get a COVID test before we go. So that's always fun. I am not a huge fan of masks, but I think we have to wear masks the whole time, even though we all test negative. So that is a thing. But anyways,
let me ask you too real quick. Does that affect how you do your makeup?
Dude, I'm not even kidding you. Every day, this legit happened yesterday in our Miss USA group chat. We were all like, yo, what are your favorite makeup brands that don't rub off with masks? And one of my best friends is Miss Tennessee. And yesterday we were just talking and she's like, guys, I found this thing on Amazon. It's like this cage that you can put over your face. And when you put this cage over your face, and apparently doesn't smear your makeup because it creates a barrier between your mask and your face. And so I'm going to try it out and I'll let you guys know. So we are trying all the things. So matte lipstick, like this ain't coming off all day, you know, and really, really good setting spray, just all of it. And I think also just understanding we're all in the same boat, you know, that's at least nice, is like when one of us is going through it, all of us are going through it. And y'all know me. I mean, I'm pretty like relaxed, and before pageant stuff was not like a makeup person. So it's been a nice challenge, you know, to really have to like focus on making myself look nice. I think that's a nice thing for all women though, too, like to feel empowered that I'm like, you know what, I've practiced this enough where, cause we're not allowed hair and makeup people this year either because of COVID. Wow. You know, there's definitely some restrictions. It's like, we can't have a lot of the photo shoots we normally have because everybody has to quarantine for 2 weeks who's a part of the staff at all, because if you have COVID, you get sent home. So we just got word this morning that they're going to be sending us a test to self-administer over Zoom. And I'm like, I don't trust myself. You know, I'm like, I'm that's really awesome that you trust us that much, but we'll see how that goes. Cause I'm a musician. So I'm like, cool, not medical. But yeah. So, and then the actual telecast is on TV. It's on the FYI channel, which is an A&E channel. It's like their women's empowerment channel. Lots of like home and cooking shows and DIY. So I believe I've heard through the grapevine, Kay, people can, I don't know for sure. We have a town hall coming up next week where I will know this. But as far as I know, I think that they'll for sure be streaming it on the app. Might even be free, not sure. Because I know a lot of people don't have the FYI channel. But prelims are November 6th in the evening, and then finals are Monday, November 9th. And we will be there in Memphis, Tennessee at Graceland the whole week before.
Jeez.
So it's at Graceland.
Yep. Yeah. So that'll be cool. I mean, I think Graceland's awesome. And as a musician, I'm like, heck yeah, Elvis. And it's 3 hours away from where I used to live. So I'm really excited.
Nice.
That is so cool. I was just thinking about the whole mask thing. Have you seen, like, have they toyed with like the clear ones or just like, I mean, I'm trying to imagine, because part of it is seeing your face.
Yeah. Well, we don't have to compete with them on. We don't have to compete with them on. Luckily.
Okay.
Yes. And we're doing our interviews actually via Zoom 2 weeks ahead. So I'm super excited about that. Like, I've been using Zoom for 5 years. So I'm like, bring it, let's go. Really, really excited about interviews. I'm just like, what's going to be your
background for the interview?
So actually, I think we're using this, but we're going to scoot it over a little bit more. For everybody listening, they can see my face right now. So yeah, I'm going to scoot it over a little more and have the bookshelf kind of in between. And I bought some backgrounds. They're over here in my office. I got a pink sparkly one. I got a flower power one, black, blue. We'll see what vibe I'm feeling that day.
It's kind of fun. I mean, it's just one way you can express yourself.
Yeah.
Being more individual. It kind of takes away some of that when you can't do things in person.
Yeah. You think about like if a girl had a really good sense of humor and was a little more brave than me. I feel like I'm pretty brave, but you know, I don't know if I want to put this on the line. If they did like a virtual background, it's just something totally crazy. You know, you can do that on Zoom where it's like, I don't know, the Grand Canyon or something behind you, or like a random animal. That'd be kind of funny. And the judges are just like, okay. You know, it's like 50-50. Will they laugh or like hate you?
Yeah. You're sure. That's crazy. It's kind of funny too. I know we've talked about this before, but you weren't the girly girl. Before the pageants, and you talk about the makeup thing. It's kind of interesting talking about the RISE organization, working with them and helping them develop, because that's all part of it.
Yeah.
And for a lot of girls, the only modeling they had was their mom.
Yeah.
And maybe her only modeling was her mom, you know, and a few commercials here and there, because you really don't get taught how to do a lot of things when it comes to makeup.
Oh,
yeah. And it's amazing. So it had to be quite a little journey.
Yeah. You know,
you look amazing.
Thank you. Oh my gosh. Thank you. What is so special about it is the people that come along on your team along the way, to be completely honest. I mean, even you guys, like, we didn't know each other 2 years ago. And just to see so many people that when I feel like when you are exuding authenticity, which we throw around that word a lot, but honestly, like along these last 6 years of me developing who I am and figuring out who I want to be, there have just been people that when I didn't need anything from them became part of my team, and we authentically collaborated and just kind of that give and take and building that relationship so that now I feel like I have so many people to call on as part of like the Megan tribe, who are just so willing to help. I mean, my makeup artist is one of them, Ashley, who's incredible. And I've known her for 6 years. She's been with me since the beginning when I was 21 years old. And just people's heart when they see something in you is very, 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 very humbling to me, but also just so cool because I feel like, man, I'm taking Nebraska with me. And this is my redemption year. And this is a year where I'm getting after it. Like I want to win. I'm ready to win. I've worked my butt off even during quarantine, but also like I take the stories of all of my team and all the people that I'm fighting for with me, you know, whether that's Rise or my family and friends or my makeup artist or my trainer, like I carry all of them with me and it's all of us winning together. And that sounds like so world peace cliche, but like it honestly is because you can't do this alone. You can't.
Right.
Like
it's true.
I mean, emotionally, physically, spiritually, mentally, you can't do it alone. And so I'm just so honored that I feel like I'm in a position where I feel like I can win. And I feel like I do have such a good chance at winning because of what God's done in my life in the last 6 years and just all the people that have been a part of this story to where hopefully they feel like they're with me in this success too. And, you know, that's my greatest desire, really.
You know, a couple things. First of all, when you're talking about when you're putting authenticity out there, people gravitate to you that can help you when you don't need it. I love that line. But also on the other side of that too, you sometimes have to end relationships that don't move you in that direction, and learning that that's okay, that you don't have to destroy somebody else to move on from them is something that it takes. It takes a long time to learn that. You know, sometimes you bring people along when you really shouldn't, because it really hurts you. You know, and knowing that when you throw that authenticity out there, you attract the right people. The bad ones kind of weed themselves out.
Yeah, absolutely. I think during this time of quarantine, we've all kind of had to learn who our people are. And they could be different than maybe who we thought that they were before, but the right things rise to the surface. And I think that in a time of silence and chaos at the same time, it's been beautiful if we've allowed it to be beautiful, or it's crushed us if we've allowed that to happen. But learning how to say no and learning how to have your best yes is really empowering, because then you can feel like you can build deep roots and feel really confident in the people that are around you. And you don't have to be looking over your shoulder wondering if somebody's gonna, you know, just in it for the wrong reasons.
Right.
And so
And Jill and I are kind of the
cool.
same way. We've lived, at least me, other than 3 years in Oklahoma, I've lived in Nebraska my whole life. So when you said, I feel like I'm bringing Nebraska with me, I wonder if that's something, because I hear a lot of people say that, from athletes to people that move off to school and they feel like they're just have a supportive state. I wonder if that's just exclusive to Nebraska and who we are, or if every state feels that way.
That's a really good point, Pat.
That is a good point.
A lot of people, I know there's a long-standing saying that people go out away, everybody moves away, like it seems like when they're 18, off and running, but they come back. Yeah. And I don't hear that being said about other states, you know, as much. I don't know, maybe it is, but it just seems to be kind of I think so too. I mean, I'm definitely one of them, you know, and Nashville will always have a very, very special place in my heart. And hopefully I'm living in New York in 3 weeks, you know, as Miss USA, 4 weeks. But yeah, Nebraska is so special. And I think part of it is just, we don't have some of the things that other states have, but what we do have is what makes us special. And so I think that provides a sense of community and ownership, whether it's, you know, not having pro sports. So we all on Saturdays, it's Husker football, not right now, you know, for a couple more weeks, but even little things like that, where we just are very intentional, I think, about finding the things that can bring us together. And again, not to sound like world peace-ish, but I just really think that after this year of however COVID finally lands, and if it's, you know, whatever means we end this thing, I just hope that people can put aside differences and really find commonality for the sake of community, you know, because it's something that we've all been lacking so much. I just hope that people can get over themselves a little bit and say, you know what, let's find the things that are in common. Let's go play sand volleyball together. Let's go do the things that we didn't appreciate when we could do them, you know? Yeah. And I think, I mean, I'm definitely going to lead the charge in that and just try and focus on,
unity, which, I'm like barfing as it's coming out of my mouth. I'm like, that sounds so dumb. But seriously, like I just miss getting to hang out with people and like, I don't take for granted getting to eat brunch on a rooftop anymore because when you can, and I won't have to walk through a freaking restaurant in a mask. Like that's empowering.
It's the little things, right?
I'll be like, hey, saying hi and hugging on people. Like, yeah, it's just a little thing.
Let me ask you this, because you said hopefully you'll be moving to New York City. That's the move if you win.
Yeah.
Does that make you nervous at all about New York City? With I'm talking like COVID side, with the lockdown that they have and everything, but the exciting side also. What are you looking at?
Great question. I think I'm just so excited to do the job of Miss USA, whatever it takes. I feel so ready. I've run an online company for 5 years. So even if being Miss USA looks like empowering people online, I'm like, hi, hello, it's me.
That's me. That's me.
So, sometimes I feel like when you have a dream in front of you, it's sink or swim. And when you feel like it's yours, you just kind of have to get after it and believe that it's all going to fall into place. So of course I'll be cautious and learn the law of the land there. It'll be way different. But I also think that your heart just kind of unsettles from one place and settles in another. And right now I've in my own personal life just even experienced like an unsettling of here in Omaha, Nebraska, of like a readiness and a willingness to be like, okay, what does the next, year look like? Yeah. And I've really felt that, to be completely honest. So hopefully I'm kind of prophesying that into existence right now, but, we'll go with the flow. And then there's Miss Universe after that too, which I know is happening in Q1 of 2021. And that'd be awesome, obviously competing against 100 other countries. And I feel like, I'm 6 feet tall. Like I look like an Amazon and I'm like, dude, God made me this way. Like, let's give Miss Brazil a run for her money. We haven't won in 9 years. Like, come on, I'm like, let's get after it.
Stand out from the crowd, right?
Yeah, man. I mean, I'm like, dream big. Let's go. It's time to and also in a time of such dissent in our country, because we'll be there during election week and, no matter what happens, blah, blah, blah. We need a unifying force. And I want to take the world by storm and show people that pageant girls are intelligent and brilliant leaders and just gorgeous on the inside as well as the outside and authentic. And I really want to raise the standard that I'm like, dude, give me a mic and let me speak and let's show the world what pageant girls are doing, because I'm sick and tired of the stigma and it's so false. And I fight every day in coaching women and being one of those women to change that stereotype, but also just to help other women who are maybe stuck in a stereotype for what they look like or where they work or what they do. Like, I'm just ready to break those glass ceilings. And you guys know me. I mean, that's just who I am, but I want to love people as I do it and just help people's minds transform. And I'm like, what better way to do that than through Miss USA and just absolutely rock people's world that at the end of the year, they're like, no, this is what Miss USA taught me, not just motivate me, not just rah, rah, she's pretty, like, oh, that was a nice little like tickle my ears. No, like she legit changed my life. And there'd be no better compliment than me being able to be the person like, who got to do that. Just what an empowering, awesome opportunity.
It's what you do already on a local basis. I mean, for Pete's sake, you just want the rest of the country to see it. And then the rest of the world.
Yeah. Come on. Yeah.
Hey, let me ask you too. I saw on your Facebook page an album cover.
Yeah. Yes.
Can I talk about that a little bit?
Yes. So as of today, my new song Plenty is out for pre-order everywhere that you can buy music. I know people mostly stream nowadays, but if you do want to support it by buying the song, it's just one song. We have a full EP in the works. We have another song called Secret Place that'll be coming out. But this is a great start. It's been the craziest season. And, during COVID, I just really tried to put the gas pedal down and prove to myself what I could do in this season. So I wrote it with an incredible friend of mine and producer, Ross, who's also from here in Omaha. And it officially comes out to the world so you guys can stream it this upcoming Wednesday on the 14th. So super excited about that. It's kind of a sassy song. And
that's cool. We'll put the link and everything in the show notes so people can, link right to it, make it easy.
Awesome.
Now we've talked about all this super like inspirational stuff, yada, yada. I want to get like superficial big time. So
okay.
In a few weeks, you are Miss America, right? Miss USA. Is it Miss USA, Miss America?
Miss USA.
Got it.
USA.
Yep. Okay. So you're Miss USA. I know I don't want no dollar amounts or anything, but what sweet swag are you going to get? Like, do you get like this awesome gift bag with like jewelry?
An apartment?
Such a good question.
Car?
Such a good question. So actually, just as Miss Nebraska USA, even for any girl who's listening, you get a $5,000 stipend. You get a $5,000 stipend for a wardrobe. You get a car. You get an apartment. It's a sweet prize package. And so why anybody wouldn't compete, I don't know.
Right.
It's honestly amazing. And we have the greatest directors in the entire world. It's a conglomerate of 6 states called Van Bros. It's the Vidata brothers. They've been doing it for a long time. Those other 5 states, those girls are my best friends. We talk every single day. I mean, it's amazing. So, but as Miss USA, you can imagine it's an ante even up. So basically, I mean, you do have a salary, you get an apartment for the year, you get to compete for Miss Universe. You get a full wardrobe. You have a person who's your stylist for the year. You get free meal prep. I mean, all year. You basically live like an expense-free life for a year.
Awesome.
On top of your salary. So yeah, I have a couple things that I'd love to really use that money to invest in afterwards, to, invest in whether it's stocks or real estate or just growing my company. Definitely already have a goal for what I want to do with that in my mind. So I'm like, let's go.
Yeah, that's a shocker that you're already planned out and everything. That's weird.
So weird.
I'm going to try something different. She's going to plan this, right?
Right.
Yeah.
So weird.
Crazy. Hey, before we wrap up too, Powerhouse Pageantry itself, how is it doing? And what are you seeing from the girls that you're helping?
Yes. So we just came out with an online course last month. I don't know why I did that during this time, but let's just make life harder. So we have 12 girls going through that right now, beta launch of that, and super excited to just see how they transform. But yeah, stories that have come out of this last year. So most recently, I'm coaching a girl in Utah who is absolutely incredible. And so for people who know nothing about pageants who are listening, most every pageant girl has a platform or a kind of a mission that they undertake for their year. I've helped everybody from 17-year-olds to, creating nonprofits to 26-year-olds who are in grad school and in the working class already, down to like 12-year-olds as well. But one cool story of somebody that I've coached recently. First of all, I use a coaching tool called the Enneagram, which is a personality test that helps to unlock so much freedom in people's lives, really, really stop that negative cycle of comparison and help people really own their strengths, figure out their strengths. I have I call it the 5-layer dip of identity that I work with all my clients on, that really just like blows open the floodgates of who they are and being able to put language to who they are and why they do what they do. So I did that with this one particular client, and she is a D1 athlete, track star, and had gotten injured in her junior year of college and had to sit out a year. That's traumatic for any athlete.
Right.
So without revealing too many details, I've been working with her and she's just been transforming like crazy. And one of the things that I work with a lot of my girls on is the I'm a 10 mindset. And that's basically based off of my story of not being able to look myself in the eyes and tell myself I was beautiful, really negative self-image. And so almost every day, you guys, we're having these light bulb moments of girls who are like, oh my gosh, I get it. Like, I need to be able to accept myself before I ask anybody else to partner with me in my life or, figuratively give me a 10 and think that I'm a 10 out of 10. Like, I'm going to reject everybody else unless I accept myself. So, but this girl in Utah, what she's doing for her platform is she is in the science field, potentially wants to go into medicine, but she and I are working together to create actually an online app for women to train around their menstrual cycles. And the reason for that is because there's a 66% higher chance of injury during that time. And people have done a ton of research on men in terms of injury and just college athletics and whatever. And so she wants to combine a nutrition and training program specifically for that to help women. And so just a little insight on the caliber of thinkers that pageant women are while they're still holding full-time jobs, going to school, competing in pageants, doing all these things. They're just incredible. But I have another client.
Just to say that it's probably a 90% chance of a man getting injured when a girl is on her period and he flips off to her.
That's 100%.
That's hilarious.
100.
That's hilarious. Especially watch out, coaches. Seriously,
Right. Like,
that's
easy.
what I'm saying.
Right. They need a consultant.
That's awesome.
That's a good way to put that.
That's funny. The program itself, do you just have exclusively girls that are in pageants, or do you help if somebody's listening, maybe their daughter is needs to learn how to have that better conversation with herself in her head.
Yeah.
And she would love to get her involved in a program like this. So though she's not going to be doing pageants,
Yeah.
but she just needs to help her with her confidence.
Yeah. So 2 things I'll say to that. One, have her do a pageant. Not even kidding. Even if you think, I mean, there are ones without a talent. There are ones, it is the single greatest way that you can expand your comfort zone and meet other like-minded girls who are friends and who are friendly and will build you up and make you feel confident, even if you get last place.
Can you help them find that pageant too,
Yes.
to help them find the right fit? Okay.
Absolutely. Absolutely. But number 2, if they absolutely don't want to do that, I do coach women from like 5 to 45 in terms of more of a life coaching perspective. I'm not taking any clients right now until 2021 or hopefully 2022 when I'm Miss USA. But so I've kind of put all of that on hold right now, which is why I created that online course so that women could go through and really transform without needing me. You know, I want to fully replace myself as much as I can in my company so more women can get free, because that's what it's all about. But yes, absolutely, I can help other people. I do help other people. I've helped a couple girls start their own companies that now have full coaching clients themselves. I have a client in Arizona that used to work with me, and now she works at a PR firm by day and helps people get free from eating disorders at night.
That's so cool.
Based off her own story.
So amazing, Megan.
So I just, I want women to stand up and live in their full potential, because so many of us just feel like we can't and care so much about what other people think. And I just hate that because I've been there.
It is. It holds you back. Absolutely. And for a lot of them, it's just, you don't even know what your potential is because you don't know what your options are. And
Amen. Great way to put that. Beautifully said.
Very good way to put it.
fantastic. Well, girl, I tell you what, we are so proud of you.
Thank you.
And so proud to call you a friend for sure.
Yeah.
We'll be rooting for you.
Thank you. I feel like you guys are like my aunt and uncle. I'm like, we just need to have one of these talks like every 6 to 12 months and just catch up.
Exactly. Just checking in with our girl.
I love it. I love it. Seriously. I mean, seriously, we think back all the time to that night you guys invited us to that event and just got to hang out and stuff. And that was so fun. So we as in my family and all of us, we love you guys and just so thankful for you. So
I'm gonna turn my video on real quick because cool uncles have mustaches and I'm I'm just gonna get your opinion on it because his name's Darren, my mustache. He's gonna go.
Oh my God.
He's gonna go away in a couple days. I already know that, but
because his wife's coming back in town.
Yeah, she's been out of town for a minute. So I've been riding as much as I can. Okay, so I'm gonna start my video. Ready?
God.
Here we go. What do you think of Darren?
Oh my gosh, nice.
So gross.
What inspired you to grow a Darren?
My son, he's like, when Beth leaves town, just grow a mustache. When she gets back, you can shock her. So yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah. So he's my inspiration.
I love it.
Oh my God.
Marriage goals.
That's right. That's right. That's right.
Keeping it fresh, Pat. Keeping it fresh.
Got to mix it up.
That's awesome.
Well, Megan, thank you so much for jumping in with us today.
You're welcome. Thanks so much for having me, you guys. You guys are awesome. Love what you're doing. And like I said, well, I'll see you in like a year. We can catch up again.
That's right.
Pat and JT Podcast, a Hurrdat Media Production.